2 weeks ago, I had a dream, but a lot of us have these vivid dreams. So 2 weeks ago, I had one where I was in a room with a couple of peoples. It was very shadowy. It was very shadowy. I couldn't really, see a person's face or see. All I saw was just figures. I was in a room with a couple of other people's. And so, we were just in a like a warehouse or a room or something, and we were just talking, and all of a sudden it was a flash. It was like a quick flash. And then next thing you know, everybody in the room, including myself, was saying, "Praise Yahweh." Everybody in that room, and including me, was saying, "Praise Yahweh." And then next thing you know, I snapped out of it, and then I looked and I saw everybody doing the same thing that I was doing April the 21st at 3:00 when I was choking to death, and I was in the spiritual, and I was saying, "Praise Yahweh, praise Yahweh, I love you, Yahweh." Everybody was doing it, and I was like, "Oh," and I was looking like, "Wait a minute," And then next thing you know, I saw somebody roll backwards. And then next thing you know, that person rolled backwards in reverse. They was rolling in reverse, backwards. Like with me, April 21st, when I ran at the door, I stopped and I started running backwards. I started walking backwards. But this particular time, the person, they stopped saying praise Yahweh and they started rolling backwards. And then next thing you know, they was on their knees and they said, "I love you, Yahweh. I love you, Yahweh. I love you, Yahweh." And then they got up and they broke out of the trance. And then we both looked at each other and we, looking like, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" And then another person rolled backwards in reverse. I got on their knees. "I love you, Yahweh. I love you, Yahweh. I love you, Yahweh." And then they got up and we all looked at each other like, "Okay." And then the fourth person rolled backwards. And instead of him getting on his knees and saying, "I love you, Yahweh," he got up and he said, "I love you, America. I love you, America. I love you, America." And then that's when his throat was slit. And I guess the meaning of that dream was, if you don't have God, then you don't have nothing at all. We can be in this world, maintain, but just don't be of it. Don't be worldly. Don't be carnal minded. Don't be blinded to the truth. Because without God, you ain't gonna succeed. And especially with this COVID-19, this pandemic, and so on and so forth. But we should not let those blind us to God. Because of course, if everything's going good, of course we're gonna love God, but He want to test us to see is our faith still gonna be there through the bad, through the ugly. I mean, case in point, I just got over a sickness. I had my COVID-19 shots, same as with my mother, but you can still get it because He want to see that even if you got your COVID-19 shots and you can still, get a sickness, are you still going to praise me? Are you still going to have faith in me? And thank God it wasn't COVID-19. It was just a minor sickness. Now I'm over it. My mother, she just got recently over her little sickness. So He's going to test us through the good, bad, and ugly. So we can't let that get the best of us and stop believing in Him. Stop having faith in Him. We should have faith in Him through those hard times. We should have faith in Him through the ups and downs and twists and turns and things of that nature. But we should not cling onto this temporary world because it's only temporal. COVID-19 can take you out physically, like they say in the IDMR, but it can't take you out spiritually. That's where Yahweh, our Elohim, comes into play. Because you don't want to mess with His left hand, because He can take you out physically with the COVID-19, and He can take you out spiritually, through eternal damnation. So you rather He do it now in the physical. Test me now. Do what you got to do now, but then be rewarded later on. That's the thing. So don't be of this world. Love Yahweh. Be in this world, not of it. Maintain, do what you got to do, but do it all, keep the faith. And that's what that dream was telling me, and I just wanted to pass this message on to you guys. And it's like sometimes we can love this world more than we can love God. That's another thing that dream was telling me. You know, sometimes we can idolize this world because everything is a pattern. Like how the children of Israel, when they started losing faith in Yahweh, they made a golden calf and started idolizing it, even though they just had a God who led them through the Red Sea after he parted it, you know, through Moses. They lost faith that quick that they relied on a golden calf that they created. So sometimes we can idolize this physical, you know, just like in that dream. All three of us said, praise Yahweh, and then I love you, Yahweh. And then that fourth person said, I love you, America, because he was so much into this world, you know. It's like you don't want to be caught up when that time comes. Just like in the Bible, it's going to be in the twinkling of an eye, you know, like a thief in the night. We was all in that room just chilling, vibing, and next thing you know, a flash of light. And we all was saying praise Yahweh. No matter if you was an atheist or an agnostic, or if, even, I don't know if I say that correctly, Buddhist, a Christian, a Catholic, whatever you are, we was all saying praise Yahweh. But the only thing is, for those who don't believe in Yahweh, it's going to be something, man. That's all I'm going to say. It's you know, so it's like whatever you're going through, just have faith in God, Yahweh our Elohim, you know, because we are at the end. That's why we having these dreams. You know, it's so many people out in this world that's having vivid dreams, or so much stuff that's happening, you know, through like the pandemic, or through like, you know, physical, you know, pandemic, and spiritual, you know, through the dreams. And it's just letting us know time is short. The stakes are too high. We there, man. We there. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Because we're going to see colors we haven't seen before. No sickness. No worries. You know, no mental health issues. No, none of that. No, whatever you're going through here in the physical, we will not have to worry about that. And some people might be saying, well, why get the COVID-19 shot if you're still going to get the virus? Because you want to know why? A lot of us can still get it, and it can just come to pass. You know, a lot of people, it's like 95% in the hospital caught COVID-19. Majority of the people that have caught COVID-19 is the people that's unvaccinated. Are the people that's unvaccinated. You got to excuse me, my nose is a little stuffed up. But a lot of people that have caught COVID-19 are unvaccinated, and some people who did caught COVID-19 that was vaccinated, it just came to pass. It was like a common cold, you know. Like I recently got over a sickness, and it just came to pass because I had my COVID-19 shots. I got to get my COVID-19 booster shot, but that's why. It's similar to the children of Israel back in the land of Egypt. How he told them to mark their doors with the blood of the lamb, so it can pass over them. You know, it's similar. It's like everything is a microcosm. Everything is like a pattern. You know, like he literally is a pattern, plan, and purpose. You know, like how he told the children of Israel, slay a lamb. You know. An unblemished lamb, a perfect lamb. Mark your doors with the blood of the lamb, you know, on the side and the top, so the angel of death can pass right over you. You know, and it's just so slick how he telling us, hey, I'm about to send this pandemic. Some people's gonna be dropping like flies, but for those who took the COVID-19 shots, it just all soon come to pass. You know, and yes, the government has tampered with vaccinations before, but that's not the case. This is not the case. This is a life and death situation. I was one of those people who was an anti-vaxxer, who was against the vaccinations, until he had opened up my mind and say, Cleveland, that's not the move. Get the vaccination, be safe. And I listened. And like I said, I just recently got over a minor sickness. I didn't have to be hospitalized or nothing like that. Now, what if I didn't get the vaccination? You know, I could have been that 95%. I could have been in that 95%. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that he opened up my eyes, and he just got this vessel trying to spread the word,